Hi, I'm Craig, and I'm with Dr. Robert Exman. Now, Doc, our focus today is to talk about managing our own behaviors, the things that we do that interrupt our sleep. Now, you know me, I've spent a lifetime trying to control my own behaviors. So you're going to teach us some behaviors to control to help us get a better night's sleep. Where should we start?
Well, let's throw a softball out there. Let's talk about caffeine. Let's talk about Starbucks, energy drinks, iced tea, energy shots. Think about it, there's an entire industry that exists today because we choose to sleep deprive ourselves. That's the only reason why the whole energy market exists, is because of our behaviors around just not wanting to get enough sleep.
Okay, so I'm 1 for 1 in the bad area. What else?
Yeah, well, okay, so let's think about some other maybe habits that aren't so good. Let's think about cigarettes and maybe alcohol. You know, cigarettes themselves are not actually good for us, but also cigarettes, you know, the nicotine in it is actually a stimulant. And then alcohol, people think, well, you know what, it's really kind of, it's good for my sleep because if I drink,
sleep great on alcohol.
12-pack of beer and I'm out all night. But that's not exactly true.
Okay.
Alcohol really impacts our sleep. It destroys the quality of our sleep. We may fall asleep quicker when we have a couple of drinks, but it actually destroys the quantity and quality of sleep that we get later in the night. So it's very common.
So no caffeine, no cigarettes, no alcohol. Boy, you're just no fun, Doc.
Yeah, I'm going to get worse here, I think.
Oh, no.
So,
Okay.
and that's around the behavior around bedtime and wake time.
Okay.
I think a lot of people is what we call social jet lag, where they find themselves maybe on the weekend staying up later, sleeping in late,
Right.
and then right back to the week, they want to probably try to go to sleep at a different time. They're waking up early, and they just have this social jet lag that happens every time. And actually, what's really unfortunate about a lot of people who have chronic insomnia is they know in their head that they need 7, 8, 9 hours of sleep, but they don't feel like they get that in a night. So they actually spend more time in bed trying to get that exact 7, 8, 9 hours of sleep. And all of that time in bed they spend actually destroys their sleep as well. Consistency in what you do. Consistent wake time, consistent bedtime.
Okay. Now, what about exercise? Is there a certain time of day that's best for us to exercise to also help us sleep?
Well, there is the best time, and that's about 3 to 4 hours prior to going to sleep. If you exercise then, we increase our core body temperature, and then about 3 to 4 hours later, when it's time to go to sleep, we have this decrease in core body temperature is one of the signals that says we're time for sleep. But I want to tell you, if you can only exercise right up till the time for bed, it's better to exercise than not exercise at all.
So we're all jacked up on caffeine and other stimulants, and we're going to bed at odd times just because, well, that's the way life is sometimes. So does that help explain why sleep aids are on the increase right now?
Absolutely they are, because again, if we have to jack ourselves because we're not sleeping very well, we have this decrease in quantity and quality of sleep that happens at night. So then we jack ourselves up with stimulants, and then we need to come down at night. And so what happens is we end up taking medication, whether it's a prescription medication or over the counter. We're taking that medication, and unfortunately, the research around, especially the prescription medications that are out there, the NIH, the National Institute of Health, have done the studies on this. We're getting about 15 minutes extra sleep. And when I look at my patients, when I look at my patients, say, you know, that's all you're getting. They go, no, that's not true. When I take them, I really do sleep all night. Well, it's really kind of like drinking that 12-pack of beer. You just don't realize how many awakens you have because it has more of an amnesic effect associated with it. So we need to kind of get off that. One of the things actually I do or talk to my patients a lot about, if they're looking for maybe a natural solution to getting a good night of sleep, there's some really good research out there from Louisiana State University and other universities out there around tart cherry juice. And it's just drinking a couple of 8-ounce glasses of tart cherry juice in the evening. We find that actually about 84 extra minutes of extra sleep.
Wow.
Not 15. 84 extra minutes sleep. And the research is kind of varied. Some of it is 70, some of it's 90. It just depends on when the research was done and how it was done. But it's clear, just a couple of 8-ounce glasses of tart cherry juice are going to allow us to sleep.
Rather than taking the sleep medications. Now, there's a lot of side effects to those sleep medications. Any side effects with tart cherry juice?
None. None that we know of, anyways. And, and there is a lot of sugar in it. A lot of patients object to the sugar that's involved with it. But again, there's probably not going to get up and eat cat food or mayonnaise in the middle of the night like some people do with sleep medication.
Okay, so from a behavior standpoint, give us our to-do list. What should we be doing to manage our behaviors to get a better night's sleep?
So the number one on my list when I'm treating patients patients with insomnia is not only do you have to make sleep a priority, but it's consistent sleep schedule.
Okay.
Night after night after night, and patients don't like that.
Even on weekends and
Even
holidays.
on weekends,
Okay.
holidays. Now,
Yeah.
occasional night out's okay, right? If you're going to go out on a Saturday night, but again, you need to get right back in. Don't sleep in real late the next day. You need to make sure and get
Gotcha.
up. You're going to be a little sleep deprived that day, but go to bed at the same time the next night.
Okay.
Get up the next time the next day. So consistently, time after time, our body loves a consistent schedule.
Okay.
All right. So keeping the schedule. And then another thing we like to do is avoid napping if you're not sleeping well at night. Now, if you sleep great every night and you like a 20-minute nap, 15-minute nap, that's fine. No longer than that. But if you are having difficulty sleeping at night, Craig, we take naps away from you. That makes a bigger drive for you to sleep at night.
Okay, that makes sense.
And another thing, it may not be very popular these days, again, and that's using the bedroom for really sleep and intimacy only. If we associate our bedroom with doing things like on our computer, on our television,
Work,
reading
yeah.
in bed, working, then
Right.
what happens in the middle of the night when we do have a chance to wake up? Guess what we're going to do? We associate going back to sleep with reading, watching television, working, and we start doing that, we're up longer periods of time.
Okay.
So if you're getting enough sleep, guess what, Craig? You can throw the energy drinks out.
Okay.
You don't need them. And a lot of
Oh,
people,
interesting.
they'll do not only energy drinks in the morning, but when we have this natural dip in our circadian cycle in the afternoon,
Yeah.
they do another caffeine drink. Well, the problem is the half-life for caffeine can actually be about 12 hours. So it's going to
Oh, wow.
disrupt your sleep later in the night if you're trying to get through that natural dip that you have. Regular exercise. Exercise is great. Anytime's great, but 3 to 4 hours prior to falling asleep is a really good time to do that. And please don't forget to stretch. Just like the cats and dogs do, when that alarm goes off, hit the snooze alarm, start stretching your low back. And again, it's really not about a stretch, it's about movement. Hydrating those discs, getting those ligaments limbered up just a little bit so that when you're ready to hit the floor, you won't be as apt to have disc injuries as other people.
So getting a better sleep at night is a lot about what we do during the day, controlling our behaviors during the day.
Controlling daytime behavior, that's right.
Again, certainly appreciate your input.
Thanks, Craig.